So here in this diagram you can see that is the urogenital triangle, or that is called the anterior perineum. So this is the female urogenital triangle and this is the male urogenital triangle. So here only you can see that is the urethra in the urogenital triangle, and in the female here that is the urethral opening and the vaginal opening that should be present. So the definition, so it is the triangular area present between the ischiopubic rami and in front of the horizontal line joining to the anterior end of the two ischial tuberosities. So here you can see that is the two ischial tuberosities are present, and here that is the two ischiopubic rami is present. So between these, that the area, triangular area, it is called the urogenital triangle. ठीक है. The urogenital triangle present penis and the scrotum in the male, and in the female the external genitalia and orifices of the urethra and the vagina. So here you can see the urethra and the vagina that should be present in the female. Then after then we should have to see that is the cutaneous innervation, means that is the nerves or which is supply to that the skin. So first that is the dorsal nerve of penis, then the second is the ilioinguinal nerve and the genital branch of genitofemoral nerve, then the third is the perineal branch of the cutaneous nerve, and last one that is the posterior scrotal or the labial nerve. Then after the skin, reflection of the skin, we should observe the superficial and deep perineal pouches. ठीक है. So what is the superficial perineal pouch and what is the deep perineal pouch? So superficial, a triangular tough facial sheet called the perineal membrane. So here green color you can see that is the perineal membrane, stretches across a triangle. This attach to the sides. Posterior margin of the perineal membrane, it is fused with the perineal body. So here you can see that is fused with the perineal body, and anterior margin that is attached to the transverse, forming the transverse perineal ligament. So here that is the two ischiopubic rami is present, and between this it should be formed that is the transverse margin called the transverse perineal ligament, and a small gap which is present between that the ligament and that is the arcuate pubic ligament. So it should be passes. So this one, the deep dorsal vein of the penis. So here you can see deep dorsal vein of the penis. Okay. Then after then we should have to see that is the perineal membrane. So here in this diagram you can see that is the perineal membrane, it is pierced by the urethra in the male. So here in this diagram you can see that is the green color margin, that is the perineal membrane. Okay, and here that is the prostate gland, this is prostatic urethra, and this is the membranous urethra. So it should be passes or pierces the urethra. So in the perineal membrane it is pierced by the urethra in the male and by urethra and vagina in the female. So in the another diagram here you can see that is the perineal membrane. So in the female here you can see that is the perineal membrane and that is pierced by the urethra, and this is the vagina. Okay, then above to the perineal membrane. So here firstly we should have to see that is in the male. So this is the perineal membrane. Above to that the perineal membrane, that is the sphincter urethrae muscle, means that is the superficial urethral sphincter. So here you can see this one, superficial urethral sphincter, which is present around that the urethra, and in the female that is the superficial urethral sphincter is also pierced by the vagina. So here then the deep aspect of external sphincter, that is covered by a thin fascia which is continuous within the posterior edge of the perineal membrane and which is attached to the side of ischiopubic rami. Okay, thus the sphincter urethrae in fact contained within the fascial capsule that is termed as the deep perineal pouch. So here you can see this perineal membrane that should be goes posteriorly, and it should be formed that the covering, this one. So it should be formed that the space, this one. So that is called the deep perineal pouch. In the female, here also you can see that is the perineal membrane is present on both sides, then it goes upwards laterally and that is attached in this way. So it should be formed that the space. So it is called the deep perineal pouch. Okay? Then this deep perineal pouch that consists of the deep transverse perineal muscle. These two here you can see, that is the deep transverse perineal muscle. Okay? Then the glands of Cooper, or that is called the bulbourethral gland in the male. So here you can see that is the two bulbourethral gland. Okay? Which have the forming that the duct which comes downwards and medially. Okay? Then so that is the membranous layer coming out from the anterior superficial part of the abdomen that surrounds the penis as far as its neck to form a tube-like fascia of penis and the scrotum, and it is attached here, that should be attached to the posterior edge of the perineal membrane. So here you can see. So this fascia, it is called the Colles fascia, this one, and the pouch which is present between that the perineal membrane and the Colles fascia, it is called the superficial perineal pouch, this one, that the large area, it is called the superficial perineal pouch, and this the deep perineal pouch, this one. Okay? Then the content of the superficial perineal pouch and the deep perineal pouch, these are the different in the male and the female. So firstly we should have to see that is the structure which is present into the deep perineal pouch in the male. So here in the male you can see that is the membranous urethra. So this part, dark color part of the urethra, it is called the membranous urethra. Then the deep transverse perineal muscle, this triangular muscle you can see on the both side, that is the deep transverse perineal muscle. Then the bulbourethral gland. So these are the two bulbourethral gland, or that is also called the Cooper's gland. Then the branches of internal pudendal artery, here you can see. Then the branches of the pudendal nerve. So here you can see these are the pudendal nerve. So that is the contents present into that the deep perineal pouch in the male. So now we should have to see that is the structure present into the female in the deep perineal pouch. That is first the urethra, and here you can see vagina. Then the deep transverse perineal muscle here on both sides, that is no glands are present, as in the male the bulbourethral glands are present, so in the female no glands should be present. Then the branches of internal pudendal artery on both sides, here you can see, and the branches of the pudendal nerve. So here on both sides you can see. Then the structure which is present into the superficial perineal pouch. So for this we should have to see again another diagram. So we should have to see that is the structure here which is present into that the deep pouch, superficial pouch, here this one. So first that is the root of penis and the bulb of penis. So here you can see that is the root of penis and the bulb of penis, and both lateral side, that is the crura of penis, this one. Then superficial transverse perineal muscle, that should be also present into this region. Then the urethra, this one, this urethra, that is continue. Then the branches of the perineal artery and the branches of the internal pudendal artery. Then the branches of the pudendal nerve. So these are the superficial content present into the superficial pouch in the male. So now we should have to see that is the superficial content present into the superficial perineal pouch in the female. So here the root of clitoris, this one. Then the bulb of vestibule, which is covered by the bulbospongineous muscle. So these are the bulbospongineous muscle. Then superficial transverse perineal muscle. Then the urethra, here that should be continue. Then that is the greater vestibular glands are present, or that is also called the Bartholin's gland, these two. Then the branches of internal pudendal artery and the branches of the pudendal nerve. So that should be present. So these are the structure which is present into the superficial perineal pouch. So now we should have to see that is the urogenital diaphragm. So the urogenital diaphragm, here in this diagram you can see it is the triangular muscular sheet formed by the sphincter urethrae. So here that is the sphincter urethrae muscle you can see, and the deep transverse perineal muscle. So this is the deep transverse perineal muscle, this one, the middle part, that is the brownish color muscle. Okay. On deeper aspect, it is covered by a thin layer of endopelvic fascia called the superior fascia of the urogenital diaphragm. So this one. Okay. And this triangular diaphragm occupies the urogenital triangle. Within its, that is the apex, this one, that should be behind the pubic symphysis, and the sides attached to the ischiopubic rami. And inferiorly, it is covered by the inferior fascia of the urogenital diaphragm. So this one. So between that the two layer, that the muscular triangular sheet is present, it is called the urogenital diaphragm, and it is pierced by the urethra in the male and the urethra and the vagina in the female. Okay. Then the again we should have to see that is the perineal membrane. So this is the perineal membrane. So it is very strong triangular membrane or the fascial sheet that stretches across the urogenital triangle between the ischiopubic rami, here that is the ischiopubic rami at the side, the interval between the superficial perineal pouch below and the deep perineal pouch above. Okay, so that is the urogenital pouch. So here you can see that is the perineal membrane. So above, that is the deep perineal pouch is present, and that is lower, the superficial perineal pouch is present. Okay. Then in front it is thickened to form a transverse perineal ligament. So here you can see that is the transverse perineal ligament, and behind it is fixed to the perineal body. So here you can see that is the perineal body, and into the midline splits into that the two layers, that is the superficial layer which is continuous within the superior fascia of the urogenital diaphragm, and the lower layer that is continuous with the Colles fascia. Then the structure which is passing through the perineal membrane. So here in this diagram you can see the structure passing through male and the structures passing through the female. So the posterior scrotal or the labial nerve. So here you can see posterior scrotal or the labial nerve. Female, that is the labial vessels and the nerves are present. Then in the male, the deep artery of penis or the clitoris artery in the female. So here deep artery of the penis, and in the female that is the deep artery of the clitoris. Then the dorsal artery of penis or the clitoris near to the anterior part of the attached margin. This one, dorsal artery of the penis, or here dorsal artery of the clitoris. Then urethra in the midline. So here you can see that is the urethra in the midline, and in the female, urethra and the vaginal opening. So here that is the urethra and the vaginal opening. Then the duct of bulbourethral gland in the male, and the artery to the bulb of penis and the vestibule of the vagina on each side of the urethra. So here you can see. Here you can see that is the opening of the bulbourethral gland and the artery of the bulb of penis. And here that is the artery of the bulb of vestibule. Okay, so these are the structure piercing through the perineal membrane. Then the clinical importance, that is the perineal body. So perineal body, you know, that is very much important because that is the mini muscles of the perineum that should be interlocked with each other. And because of this, that is the superficial transverse perineal muscle, the deep transverse perineal muscle. Here in this diagram you can see the superficial transverse perineal muscle, the deep transverse perineal muscle, the levator ani muscle, the bulbospongineous muscle, the sphincter of any external anal sphincter means, and the one longitudinal muscle coat of the anal canal. So these are all interlocked with each other. So if any injury should be occurs during this region, so there may be occurs the permanently prolapse of the pelvic organ, or during the difficulty in the childbirth to cut the surgery, that is called the episiotomy, and that may result to damage to that the perineal body, and because of the prolapse of the uterus, bladder and the rectum, that may be occurs. Then the what is the episiotomy? So here in this diagram you can see that is the episiotomy. This is the median episiotomy and this is the mediolateral episiotomy, that is the incision should be taken. So whenever that is the difficult birth of the child, that should be occur, the vagina opening cannot be totally open. So in this way, that is the cut should be taken in this way. The first, that is the median episiotomy. So in this, that is the incision begins at the frenulum of the labia minora and proceeds backwards in the midline up to the external anal sphincter. So here that is the anus, and here that is the external anal sphincter is present. Okay? And into the mediolateral episiotomy. So here this. So the incision begins at the labia minora and proceeds laterally, forming an angle of the 45 degree, so that the cuts through the skin and the vaginal wall and the bulbospongineous muscle. So throughout this, that is the childbirth that should be occurs into the vagina.